Shake your hands.
Are you fake?
No, I'm 100% not a fake. What I do as a medium is 100% genuine.
But while he could be, there is another way of achieving similar results. And I'll let you into a secret. It involves one of the many techniques I use when I'm on stage. It's called cold reading.
And she's still got tears in her
It allows you to give the impression you know personal details about people you've only just met.
that she's fine on your side. Okay, this only
Professor Richard Wiseman, who attended last night's show, is an expert in studying claims of paranormal abilities. I met him for a second opinion on how cold reading could be used.
Okay, so
It's my grandson.
that's your grandson.
What Joe is doing, I think, is impressive in the sense that he's standing on stage and getting people to say, yes, my goodness, you seem to be in contact with somebody in the spirit world. The question is he doing that through some kind of psychological cold reading technique, or is it genuine? You're never going to know for certain.
If Joe is cold reading, he would first have to make the connection. Here you convince a bereaved spectator that you have a link to a loved one in the spirit world.
What I'm linking to her is her name is Jean.
So what's
Okay,
better
I
than
can make
mentioning
it
a
crystal
name?
Clear, and I know that someone should be connecting to this lady. Good bloody start, okay. As I'm
But if that doesn't work, you just try another name.
Is Debbie, that should be linked to this lady.
It's my auntie and cousin.
And hey presto, you've made the connection.
People in the spirit world.
Yeah.
Just bear with me one moment.
Okay. So it's an interesting start there. He comes out and he says, absolutely crystal clear, I'm looking for a Jean. And there's not much of a response there, so it becomes then it's Debbie as well. If you listen to the actual words, actually Jean has vanished from it.
Now, is this lady only just passed?
But with the audience member now hooked, there's still work to do. You've got to reveal facts about them and their dead loved ones.
You'll be the right connection. You stay with me a second.
So next up, the sitter does the work.
Oh God, you said Jean before. It'll
Yeah.
be Joan. She's over there in the audience.
Where is she?
That's another sister.
So this is the sitter doing all the work. So he came out and said, Jean, oh, and now I've worked it out. You mean Joan, who's alive over there. So it's the sitter doing the work.
Okay. Is it Paul? Paul? I don't know if that was one of his friends. You may need to...
He had a partner, Pauline.
Okay. Now,
There's also that sense of throwing out a lot of options. So they're trying to fit this information, they're dropping away the stuff that doesn't make sense, they're picking up and getting the psychic to elaborate on the stuff that does. So it involves a back and forth.
Okay, where's the family of 5 of you then? As if there's 5, I need to...
Nowhere is this more apparent than when the audience has to work hard to make sense of the numbers.
Okay, why don't you mention 5 then? Is it like 5 of you, or is it 5 connection?
5 girls and a boy.
So there he says, I'm getting the figure 5. And she says, yeah, 5 girls and a boy. Mm-hmm. Or as some might refer to it, 6.
6, yeah.
So again, he might be right. He might be right, maybe. It was 5 girls and the spirits were whispering that to him and he just couldn't quite make sense of it. Or it could just be a number that's thrown out there and it's her job to make it fit.
Is it 5 connection?
5 girls and a boy.
Sometimes, rather than throwing specific information at the audience to work out, cold reading also allows you to deal with generalities.
Have to wait for me, link.
So next up, Barnum statements. Comments that could apply to many people.
Okay, how's your knee?
Not too good.
He's talking about your knee, love.
I know.
Okay, you've had problems with it.
Yeah.
And is it your hip as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and saying to a lady of a certain age that she has a dodgy knee or hip is what we call a Barnum statement, isn't it? From P.T. Barnum, who said there's something for everyone. It's a phrase that can clearly apply to a lot of people in that situation, although it sounds very specific in the way that it's delivered.
But out of all the cold reading techniques, my personal favourite is the recap.
I just felt...
Here you tell the audience something they've just told you.
Or Catherine.
Her name's Catherine, a sister, but we call her Kissy.
And 1 minute, 22 seconds and 23 frames later...
But I want to keep talking to you, and you mentioned the name of Kitty, didn't you? Not me, because I'm hearing that again, by the way. It's as if like it's a nickname.
Well, her name's Catherine, but everyone calls her Kissy.
Ah, because she's saying nickname. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a nickname that we used to call her.
He's already heard that. She's already told him that.
I believe that's the case. So this is a kind of recapping. But of course, if you don't remember the beginning part of the reading, which is when he was explicitly told that, you could look at that and think, oh my goodness, how on earth did he come up with that information? And the answer is he was told it fairly early on.
And could this be another one?
There's 3 people that I need to connect to.
Yeah, it was my cousin. There was 3 of them in a car.
Was 2 killed?
Yeah.
She
2 of
said
them killed.
cousin.
Yeah.
Okay, I need
And
you
what's
to speak to me
revealed?
because I'm feeling that these 2 people was one like a cousin or was the
Yeah, it was my
related?
cousin.
It was your cousin. Okay, does the name of Jimmy connect?
But we're all
within
human.
your
And sometimes you do get the
family?
information wrong.
No.
No. Don't know what that is.
But if it is going wrong, there's a solution. And it's called the blame game. You can blame the spirits,
I felt his energy, but I'm not convinced as that I'm talking to him. So I'd rather let you sit down if that's okay.
or you can blame the audience if the information doesn't quite ring true.
Okay, she's
I don't
saying
know,
yes, she was
possibly.
in the hospital.
Yeah,
or
she was a
hospital.
while back. I don't know, she may have been.
Okay, you may need to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
So it's never I'm wrong. It's simply that now you have to go and investigate that because, you know, we've got to find out more information about it.
Do you know if there's an anniversary or birthday that falls on the 23rd? Think about it.
I can't think.
Well, I can, love, so, okay. I'm probably a little bit faster. Okay.
And if you're saying no, it can be left with you as a sitter. Well, think about it. Go away and think about it. In other words, I'm right and you're wrong until you
it's
find
my
it.
problem.
Right, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Now, none of this is to say that this isn't genuine.
Yeah.
What we're saying is there's just other ways of looking at this.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm going to say good night and God bless. Thank you.
The end of the show. Joe could be communicating with the dead. But my discussion with Professor Wiseman explains how similar results can be obtained through cold reading. Joe himself emphatically denies using any of these techniques, saying he solely uses what he terms as his gift of mediumship.
What you would have is your cynics on one side going, well, that's it, you know, it's all cold reading, and your believers on the other kind of going, no, it's all genuine. But I think that these abilities actually exist. There is only one way to find out whether they're real or not, and that is to do some kind of test.
Before we started filming, Joe agreed in principle to undertake a scientific test. Formulated independently by Professor Wiseman, the basic idea was to have Joe read for some people that he couldn't see or talk to, and this would eliminate the possibility of cold reading. He'd have to rely purely on what the spirits wanted to say, and he wouldn't be helped by any information the sitter fed to him. But as the week went on, Joe felt the test was unfair to his particular style of mediumship, and he didn't want to do it.
So we were going to be doing the test today, which you've said you'd rather not do. You know, the point of the test was to show that it isn't just cold reading, or isn't just this, or isn't just that. I'd have thought you'd have welcomed the chance to show that it was real. So what's your reasons for?
A dog wouldn't take that test.
Right.
It was designed for failure because I am a clairaudient.
Right.
And I need to have voice reaction. I need to have communication in order for the spirit people to come through. What happens is that I've got an energy field and a spirit has an energy field, but they haven't got a voice box.
Right.
Okay, so I need to have dialogue with the other person.
So if you wanted to test another medium, and you wanted to check that they weren't, just say you weren't sure if they were cold reading or whether they were genuinely doing it, so you wanted to sort of remove the possibility of cold reading, what sort of, how would you test it? Because that's what was so...
Well, I would know me.
You just know?
I would know straight away.
Okay.
I've been in churches where I've seen a medium stand on the platform and he says, I've got your mother here, and I know that he hasn't because the father's standing behind him.
In the way that Joe has backed out of the test, he's found a description for how he does it that means you can't test it because you can't remove any of the other possibilities. It's the equivalent of him saying, I've got a UFO in the garden, you can come and look at it, but it's invisible. You can't see it or touch it, so you've still got to believe me. You've still got to believe. There is no way of testing whether there's a UFO there or not. You just got one bloke that says it's there.